Hello, Cancer. My name is Paul, and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask that you connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we begin today with the Four of Swords. I think this is a very important card because to me this is a reestablishment of some kind of stability in our lives, right? It's kind of a settling down of our worries. Yeah. It's a resolution of tension and conflict within us, in our minds, right? So I think this is a very good card, and this is what we are aspiring to. It's a card of rest. It's a card of kind of, relaxing a little bit. Let's put it into some context, though. Let's see what we have. Well, we've got the Fool, and we've got the emotional depth of a Queen of Cups. We've got the High Priestess, the Sun, and the Devil. Interesting with these major arcanas here. This is a lot of major arcana. These are obviously the trump cards. We've got 4 of them right there. 3 of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Chariot, my goodness, and the Tower. Wow, that's a lot of major arcana. This is, I think there are a lot of changes coming into your life, but I think there's a lot of the spiritual energy, a lot of this divine energy around you that I think is really supporting you, right? It's really, it's not underneath you, it is kind of above and around you. So I feel like it's kind of leading you home in a way, right? Let's select the mystery card before we get too far into this. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. Whoa, what just flew out? We'll put the mystery card right here underneath Mr. Bates, aka Kevin. And as we were shuffling, we had this we had 2. That's kind of something else. An Ace of Pentacles and all the way to the 10 of Pentacles, beginning and the completion of something. I think this is kind of giving us a clue of what's coming for us later, like what we are working toward, right? What's coming into your life. Well, we have this very, very good success. But I think in order to get there, we have to kind of follow our intuition. We have to follow spirit, right? So when I see the 4 of Swords, especially at the very beginning, that says, hey, you need some opportunity to rebalance your mind, right? I think there's been a lot of tension in your life. And I think this could be tension, I kind of wonder if it's with family, right? Or people close to you, because we've got the Hierophant and we've got the Chariot card in these 2 positions. It's kind of the environment and the obstacle, right? And of course, we've got the Fool. So we do have to do our I Ching reading today. I feel like this Fool is talking about a new beginning, a way of transcending the turmoil, the conflict, right? The disagreements, in order to start fresh, right? So I think there's an emotional issue here involving people very close to you, friends or family. It could be a work thing, but only if that work environment usually feels like a family, and so there are those kind of, family emotions that are mixed up in that. But I feel like this is a good time to think about how we might start fresh with our home life, with our family life, maybe with living arrangements generally, okay? Because the Fool is ready for a new start, right? Ready to set off on a new adventure, okay? And it's interesting, so much major arcana here. This is, there's a lot, right? It's all majors, and then there's a little bit of air and earth and a little bit of water, right? A lot of earth, really, was when we take these two bonus cards into the mix. The High Priestess in the recent past, I feel like this is something behind you not in linear time, but something like your lineage, right? Your ancestry, your heritage. This could be really a connection with your roots, you know, and not just like with bloodlines and family and stuff, but your spiritual roots, right? Are you part of a spiritual tradition, right? And how far does that extend back? Are you connected with your spiritual tradition, your religious organization or order, temple, a lodge, or is it just with your tradition of spirituality, right? What kind of things are you involved with? Do you do divination? Are you someone with that has kind of daily rituals? Are you part of a longer line of practitioners? This card is kind of giving me this idea that we need this connection in whatever form it takes for you. You don't have to be part of a religious body. You don't have to be kind of a formal practitioner of the esoteric arts. But it's a connection with your spirituality and really finding the roots of that, right? I'm getting that feeling of the roots here. And now we're using that connection, and this really could be, it doesn't have to be anything too overt or obvious, right? This could be just a subtle feeling maybe that you've always had, or you've always had kind of the strange dreams or very vivid dreams, or you've always been able to kind of, to tap into what other people are feeling, see auras, read mind, like that sort of thing, right? Any little suggestion of that psychic activity, right? That's something that we need to reconnect with and discover the roots of that. Okay, there's something important there for you. And I think this is part of us getting away from the regularly scheduled family turmoil, conflicts, and the argument, the infighting that takes place, I think, in most families to some degree. But we have this Fool energy here talking about new beginnings. And it could be new beginnings with this spiritual connection, right? As far as finding the roots of that, finding a group of people that have the same, that share these roots with you, right? It could also be an opportunity for new living arrangements. That's kind of what I'm feeling, because there's this idea of home, and I feel that there's some sort of turmoil at home. All right. The Sun card at the top. Very nice. This, I think, is you gaining that clarity about this situation, whether it's home life or work life or both, right? Family or co-workers. You're getting the clarity that you need to take charge of this. And a great way to get to this clarity is to, at least temporarily, disengage from the intellectual debate, arguing, fighting, friction, conflict, right? Settle our mind, settle our thoughts down. And then I feel like we'll be able to perceive this sun, okay? The sun energy is at the top. This is kind of, when we get above these clouds, you'll be able to see the sunlight, and it will provide you the clarity that you need in how we're moving forward. There are a lot of emotions here. We have, not only do we have above the clouds into the limitless sky and we perceive the sun, but then down below we have underneath the clouds a lot of history here, right? A lot of history. And I think that this card is really about us connecting with that emotional bedrock for us. And the common ground between ourselves and these other people, friends, family, the coworkers, whatever they might be. Because I think there might be a deeper issue here, right? And it might be worth exploring, because this might be a way to bring everybody together again, okay? Something that connects all of us. We don't have to go that deep to where we get into the collective unconscious, but in terms of collective in your group, in your family, right? There is something deeper going on that I think needs to be addressed in order to resolve some of this existing conflict. Now, this could still be a work thing, all right? Especially when we get the pentacles that jumped out of the Smith-Waite tarot. That's quite interesting. I think we should do our Jing card for this Fool energy to see where it might be going. See, I want to know kind of what the movement is here into this Devil energy. So let's do that now. Anytime we get a Fool, the Magician, the Hierophant, or the Hermit, we have to do an I Ching card. It's one of our unwritten rules. Because I feel like we're getting a handle on whatever this living situation, work situation, family thing is. And we're getting past it in such a way that we're opening ourselves up to this really wonderful success. You have the ability now to begin and finish something really, really grand. Okay? But maybe the I Ching will give us an idea of what that is or how we activate that Fool energy, because the Fool right now just wants to transcend. The Devil energy is what is giving us the focus. So where is that Fool energy going to be focused? Let's find out if we can understand that the transition or the movement of that energy. Yeah. 35, advancing. Prince Kang used a gift of horses to breed a multitude. In the course of a day, he mated them 3 times. 35, advancing. And that's what we're talking about now, is kind of advancing. Moving past this situation, advancing our lives into what we really want to be doing, right? Like Prince Kang, brother of King Wu, who was rewarded for his loyalty with horses, you have been given gifts you must make the most of. And I think that's this spiritual, religious, psychic energy that we see back here. Okay? The calling, the energy that's calling you back to those roots, to your spiritual roots. Right? Strength, inspiration, and popularity enable you to travel further and faster. Magnify your blessings by acting accordingly to seize the opportunity to advance and prosper. This is advancing, right? Moving from Fool to Devil energy. This is advancing, and this, the Ace and the 10 of Pentacles, this is prospering. Right? What gifts and opportunities have you been given? And how can we make the most of them? So we have to advance. Just transcending this turmoil here is taking charge of our home life, the family situation, or our participation in it is only step 1. Step 2 is advancing into this very confident, in control, take charge kind of energy that will lead to a lot of prosperity. Right? This is the promise. This is, I think, a very important coincidence as I was shuffling the cards, right? So when we move over to the path of the Serpent, we've got the 3 of Pentacles. And this kind of feels like we're trying to build up maybe a support system, right? We understand that there are a lot of wheels that need to be turning, and we are taking this Capricorn energy, this Devil energy here, which we didn't really talk about. But this is the future. This is what you're going to be immersing yourself in, right? So we might not know what the details are of this, but this is focus, concentration, endurance, motivation, This is having a plan for advancing, maybe in career, maybe in spiritual life, maybe in creativity, in personal life, whatever it is that we consider to be prosperity, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles always asks the question, what is the picture of your best life? What does wealth and prosperity mean to you? We have to know this before we understand how to advance into this very active devil energy. This is fire of earth, cardinal earth. This is us moving mountains, right? Well, you have to know what mountain to move and where to take it, right? So we don't have much clarity right now about that devil energy, but we know that's the force that we need, right? We have to take care of this. It feels like a personal issue here. It's internal, personal with this High Priestess card. I think it's personal as far as family or close friends or maybe close co-workers. But it's a personal thing, right? And I feel like we really, especially with this Queen of Cups down beneath everything, we really have to sort this out before we can focus on this. This might be the personal life. This might be the professional life that's kind of over here and over here. I kind of feel like we have to put this personal situation before our professional life, right? We've got to take care of this so that we can advance. And we know that it's going to be difficult. And I think that because there's the Capricorn connection between these two cards, the Three of Pentacles is some Capricorn energy, some Mars in Capricorn. We understand it's going to take a lot of effort to move that mountain or to climb it, whatever we're doing with it. It's going to take everything you've got, right? We want to put all of our effort into it. This is understanding the process of creation on the physical plane. So we understand how much blood, sweat, and tears it's going to take. Mind, body, and soul have to be, 110% into this to move forward with this devil energy and to create the prosperity, to go from beginning to kind of final goal here. It's going to take a lot of effort. So we have to take care of this personal stuff first, get our confidence, getting through this situation, and then we can focus all of our attention on this prosperity, right? So like I said, the whole picture may not be quite clear yet, right? But we know it's coming. We understand what we have to do, and we have the confidence to do it. We're really looking to rise above this and begin this new advancement, this new path, this new quest, right? We're from over ace to a 10. I mean, this is the beginning and the end of it. You got to start it, and then you're going to finish it. Well, before we get there, let's take care of this personal stuff, okay? The next card in the environment is, well, it is the Hierophant, okay? And the Hierophant in the position of the environment, to me, kind of feels like you're still being treated as a child in some way, right? And that maybe that kind of has to do with this personal issue, this family thing, this living situation, or if it's a work thing. I feel like there's something in your environment that still makes you feel as if you're being lectured, right? Hopefully this reading doesn't make you feel that way. But I kind of feel like somebody is, in your mind anyway, somebody's kind of looming over you, scolding you with this card, right? And this card, every card has light and shadow, right? The Hierophant, usually wonderful energy, right? We're receiving instructions. We're paying attention. We're listening, right? And yeah, that's probably true, but there's a point where we've got to get out of this situation. There's a point where we have to make enough progress or personal advancement to get to our own light, right? So I kind of feel like you're under the shadow of somebody else's wings right now, and we need to transfer this from, I think, an external person or situation or family or whatever, parents, guardians, grandparents, or whatever it is. Transfer that kind of authority back to ourselves, not our personality, not our thinking, feeling functions, right? Because the thinking and feeling functions, the air and the water, that's what we're kind of trying to advance. That's what we're trying to sort out and reconnect with spirit and sort of transcend this, right? So we're giving authority back not to our personal selves, our personality, our personal reality, but to our true self, right? The kind of cosmic personality, the real personality, the reality. Okay, and I think this is restoring authority to our own soul and spirit, right? We're restoring that authority. We're taking it back or placing it where it needs to be. Okay, because I think in the environment that's probably what's causing some of this conflict or turmoil right now, right? And this isn't to say that we completely abandon the teacher, right? But there is a point where we have to start relying on our own strength rather than always feeling like there is somebody that can show us the right way or to be there when we fail, right? It's kind of we're lifting ourselves up by our own bootstraps here. And there is a point where the student will transcend the master. It's not a complete abandonment, right? But we have to start seeing things from this perspective, and it's certainly not something that we're keeping underneath this environmental factor, family, friend, and maybe a mentor, a professor, if it's, a spiritual teacher, a guru, whatever it is, right? And the next card, the next card is the Chariot. I want to ring the bell. We're supposed to ring the bell anytime we get the Power card, but this is in the position of what we don't want, right? This is the obstacle. And this, to me, is part of the whole spiel I was just on with the Hierophant, is that we're kind of rejecting this a little bit. And I feel like we need to achieve this clarity. We need the sun in Cancer. I don't know how many of you are watching for your sun sign placement. I'm a solar Cancer, and this rings true for me, that it's time to now place our light within our nature, within our true selves, and feel empowered, right? We need to activate this Cancer energy in us, right? And being a Cancer is it's the greatest sign you could be. There's no need to reject any part of that Cancer energy. It's the cardinal water energy. You have the ability to, as swift as lightning, express yourself and to make decisions, to take charge, to be in command. Right? And we're doing so with a lot of feeling. There's a depth to you, right? Which is why I think a lot of times a situation like this can affect you very deeply. We have very deep emotions here. Can affect you very deeply, and so it takes some time for us to get ourselves out of this kind of a mood, perhaps, right? But because the Chariot energy is in this position of the obstacle, I think it's becoming difficult for us, or perhaps it has been difficult for us to take charge, to get away from, put some distance between this Hierophant in the environment. That kind of rhymes. To appreciate the mentorship, the advice, the guidance, the help, but now to go our own way. And this could be something as simple as, we're a living situation, right? Whatever that situation might be, maybe it's time for us to go our own way, right? Even though it may be not really that literal, that we're not exactly like leaning on someone else or living in someone else's house or whatever, right? But energetically, spiritually, I think we need to follow our true will, follow our true path, rather than feeling that we are kind of, even subconsciously, looking to someone else for guidance, right? And maybe I just talked myself out of a job. I don't know. But I feel like this is the voice of your true self speaking, because there's this illumination that is happening, right? And the sun here, when we get to this level of consciousness, we still see the Hierophant. You will always have a teacher, right? I think with this card, it's the idea that we are kind of outgrowing this current metaphorical teacher, right? That's in the environment right now. So it could be still living in our childhood home. It could be in a situation that is just getting a little bit too small for us, and we need to spread our wings, right? But that the sun energy still appreciates all, still can see all of it. So we're not, like I said, we're not abandoning anything. We're elevating ourselves. We're growing further. We're advancing. Right? This advancement, now I'm realizing, doesn't just talk about the professional side of things. This is how we're advancing in our lives spiritually. So I feel like you will have many more teachers in your life, and there's still much more for you to learn from the current situation and current teachers. I'm not talking about, abandoning people in your life or anything like that. But I feel like it's trying to say that your most important teacher is still in the future, waiting for you to arrive, right? Waiting for you to get there. We have to kind of get a move on here. You know what I mean? So the next card then is that Tower energy. We don't get the Tower card very often on this channel anymore. We used to get it a lot, but it seems like it's kind of slowing down. The Tower, this is a true awakening. This is a sudden burst of illumination. This is not a gentle, peaceful sunrise. This is an alarm clock, a bright spotlight in your face to wake you up out of a deep sleep, right? This is kind of, this is earth-shattering. This is disruptive. This is uncomfortable. And that's okay. This is not a slow and steady transformation like a death card might be. This is a Band-Aid being ripped right off. Okay? You don't need that anymore. Right? So it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's kind of meant to be uncomfortable. And this uncomfortability will heal into a much stronger substance, right? This is a true awakening, and this is the opening of that eye. This has the potential to kind of to destroy the illusion, right? The eye of Shiva. It's opening. It's destroying the illusion that we've been living. It's prying open your third eye if you're a Tool fan, right? Rather than a gentle, gradual awakening. This is a sudden Kundalini experience. It's not a lifelong, gradual kind of thing. So we prepare for this. Okay, we understand that this is coming, so that when it does, we're not too rocked by it, right? And the fact that it's at the end here really is telling me that all of this energy is leading up to this really eye-opening experience for you. Now, how this manifests in your life, it could literally be one flash of insight that comes to you all of a sudden, where now your eyes are open. Now you can see what the situation really is around you. Right? There might be one kind of event, one word or discussion, or just one flash of insight that opens your eyes to things. Okay? And when that happens, we have to start speaking our truth. Because your word is your bond, your word is the expression of yourself. Right? So our next move, the next word out of your mouth, right? Let's choose it carefully, because that is what you're creating. Right? Create by the word. So let's be aware of what we are creating. Right? And this too, I think, is a card that is kind of related to the turmoil that you might be feeling. And if we look at this card a different way, this is saying that, look, if we don't figure out what our next move is, things are only going to get worse, and they might come to a head, and really there will be a kind of more of a blow up here. You know, I think you're in a very tense situation right now, and we need to advance this situation so we can get to these two, the Ace and the Ten of Pentacles. I don't want to talk too much about these because I feel like we all know what these are, right? This is the first step on your new path, and this is the success, the best life. Maybe this is a new living situation, but to get there, we have to take that first step, right? This is what's being promised to you. The opportunity to have your best life, to fulfill all of your dreams and goals and hopes and wishes. You got your pets, your plants, your people. It's everything you want right here. We have to take that first step on that path, okay? Now let's look at that mystery card, because I'm getting a little anxious for this one. Thank you, Mr. Bates. This is the point of the reading where I'll ask you to try to connect with these cards. I know I kind of made a little bit of a mess of them. Let's see if we can intuit this card together. Let's raise our vibrations. Let's tap into spirit, into source. Tap back to your roots here with this high priestess, right? Tap into this energy. What do we think this is going to be? Well, I'll tell you what I think. I think it might be another Chariot card, because this is the energy that we're rejecting, right? It's in the position here of what we don't want, what the obstacle is. I want to see us now realizing that this is us. This is our power, and we need to use all of our gifts, like the Ching even said, right? What gifts and opportunities have you been given? Well, let's use our essential Cancer nature to advance. And I mean, I should have pointed this out earlier too, but with this Capricorn energy, this is the shadow side of yourself, right? This is your opposite sign. Cancer, Capricorn, opposite signs. Okay, this could be talking about the winter solstice, if anyone's looking for an idea of timing. You know, by the winter solstice, I think we need to be well within this advancement. But this is also an idea of stepping into the kind of the opposite side of yourself, the unknown side, the rejected side of yourself. But it's kind of opposite here, because we're rejecting the Cancer and we're being more Capricorn. Well, maybe we just need to unite these two. Anyway, mystery card. I'm looking for, well, either one. Maybe it is either going to be Capricorn or it'll be the Chariot card. And to see us off here is our resident house cat. This is Theodora, aka Thea, aka Titi, and she's a Sphinx cat, and she loves the Cancer readings. She does. So mystery card. I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. I think it's going to be either the Devil or the Chariot. Okay. Did you guess too? Did you? It is the Chariot card. So to me, this is really a confirmation that we need to embrace who we are. We need to embrace what we're all about. The things even that maybe we used to consider as being weaknesses or flaws. Right? We're accepting those now. We're not rejecting any part of ourselves. We're moving into our Capricorn energy, and we're going to stop rejecting some of this Cancer energy. We're really going to be grateful for who we are. Right? We got to ring the bell now. It's our power card again. So this is an acceptance of our true nature. And now we're able to get a move on. Now we're kind of ready to leave the nest, spread our wings. Right? Maybe literally, but metaphorically. Right? This is a very good confirmation card. We are going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, you can click on the link either above or below. You can hear her purring loud today. New Cancer readings Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell thing so you don't miss the next one, all right? I want you to remember, Cancer, that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot, second only to the cat, of course. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.